This is the Ruckus and the Menace.
Challenge accepted. No.
Oh no! We suck again!
I'm getting confused. What game are you calling?
I'm calling both games!
It is caught by Kelsey! Touchdown! Kansas City!
There you go.
There it is.
There's a winner.
Look at that.
Say what again? Say what again? I dare you. I double dare you,
Ruckus and the Menace fam, how's it going? You are listening to the Ruckus and the Menace podcast, episode number 168. I'm Menace the Menace, and if you are a member of the Diggs family, unfortunately, it is a terrible wrap-up for 2025.
But you know how it is. I'm Ruckus, always causing a ruckus, and I mean, we'll talk about probably Stephon Diggs and Trayvon Diggs later if we don't, or honestly, you know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna put it out there. Trayvon had nothing to do, or had nothing wrong with his. It was more that the Dallas Cowboys had a problem, and they were like, you know what? Screw it. We're just gonna release you because we're done with your crap. Whereas Stephon Diggs, it was more so that he around December 2nd, so like the beginning of December, he had some incident with his private chef, and she just didn't like what was going on, and he was trying to get her to sign an NDA for whatever happened, and she declined, and so there's an investigation. Who knows what the hell is happening there, but either way, it's not good for Trayvon and Stephon. They're two brothers in a van, and they're trying to figure shit out, but it's just not happening. Go ahead, Dennis.
Well, Trayvon Diggs, it looks like there was something with bad rehab that was not conducive with Dallas, with the Cowboys team facilities.
That's
and
another thing I forgot.
also performance on top of it, and just a complete like really terrible coordination between coach and like D coordinator and player at that point.
But
so
also,
there was some
like, Trayvon was also dealing with some stuff where it was like, okay, he couldn't have extended time with his family because he was a cowboy instead of a commander. But it's just like, come the fuck on.
I wouldn't even want, even as a Commanders fan, I wouldn't even want it. I wouldn't even want it.
Okay, but here's the thing. If his family is in DC or hanging out, would you rather him not hang out with his family?
I mean, it makes it it makes him a hometown player. That's probably about the bulk of why it would be an easier grab for him.
I would allow it
Whether
as
or not
a
he's
coach, though.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Whether or not he's a quality player to go along with that, that's another can of worms that we're not going to open here.
I don't even know if he even recovered from his injury, but that's besides the point.
Yeah. Again, another can of worms that we're not opening here. But in the NFL this coming weekend, Saturday night is all right for football games for all the marbles, and also Sunday night too. But Saturday night we'll have two of them for sure.
Okay.
As you have the Bucks
Elton
taking
John,
on the
come down.
Panthers, 49ers and Seahawks, and Steelers and Ravens on primetime Sunday night. And these are all for playoff spots on the line. Everything else is just for positioning. And we will have a special New Year's game of Challenge Accepted versus What's in a Name between Ruckus and I that was recorded earlier this calendar year, but it will air after this episode on the YouTube channel. But Ruckus, we got somebody in the blue corner waiting. It's time for Buffer to come out.
Okay, if you ask. Joining us for Ruckus and the Menace this episode, we have in our blue corner our star graphic designer, who returns for his second flagship episode, third appearance total, Certified Ruckusman! Our store graphic designer, yet again, I said it again, but I'm gonna do it anyways. Alexman47! Are you ready to rumble? Alright, I'm done. Episode's
I'm always
over.
ready to rumble.
I think his voice is I think his buffer voice is giving out.
I don't think that. I can go for on and on if you want me to.
I was thinking at least for this particular moment.
Best video game triple. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, well, and so Alex, man, what's kind of been new on your end?
Just making graphics and videos and doing my IRL job. That's not content creation. Just basically completed a let's play that's now technically not the longest let's play on the channel at 110 episodes. Actually, 111 episodes, actually.
I mean,
that's fucking impressive.
I mean, you were not the only person who also had a longer playthrough of something this year as well, because I am going to admit that my road to the show was far and away the longest run of anything that we have done on the pod.
Yeah,
that one was a 40 episode.
I just kind of listened to you.
That was a 40 episode slog that I was just like, never again.
That's
this
me
took
with Madden. Because...
way too long.
Oh yeah, 40 episodes. 40 episodes.
Yeah, I saw you and I was like, you can do it. I support you, and then you're like, make it stop, and I'm just like, okay. You put it on yourself.
There was a no mods. Like, there was just a point where I'm just like, just finish.
Dude, you're like the opposite of Taco Bell, where they're like, live moss, and you're just like, no moss.
Like,
Please
really, my
something
thinking
else.
was just like, I was wanting to get to college football just in case I wanted to try and push content there. But then all of a sudden I decided, I'm like, no, let's not push content for college football. Let's give myself a little bit of a breather before Madden kicks in. And that was kind of a smart decision on my part. But we will get into our high heat as we are now going to go into our 2025 year in review. And my question to you guys is, do we want to start with the best or the worst or the rising and falling of this year?
I don't know. Do you want to watch the world burn, or do you just want it to burn lighter?
Why don't we let Alex Man go ahead and take a pick here?
Go for it.
You have to let the world burn first before they can reborn into something better.
All right, so we are going to get into the worst of the worst.
I love how Sven is just like, I love how Sven is just pretty much just like, okay. God damn it.
I didn't want to be happy anyway.
I mean, there's something much to be happy about in 2025. Let's be frank, but let's keep the mood light.
Okay, so what's the common thing that generally is said when you hear the words "I got good news" and "I got bad news"? Which do you generally want to hear first?
The bad.
Yep, this is where we're going.
Damn it!
All right, in the worst of the worst. Worst video game we played this season, or at least this year.
Oh, I'll go first. Outer Worlds 2. I paid with my cold hard cash to play this game, and I was like, okay, this better be the best Outer Worlds game there is. Spoiler alert, it's a piece of shit, and it should be refunded. If you liked it, good for you, but I liked the first game better because it was more so like trying to get you into the game and understand it. In this one, the combat was crap and the intro dialogue was absolute dog water. I'm just gonna spoil it because I refunded it anyways. But Outer Worlds 2, at the beginning, your intro guy that's like, "Oh, everything's gonna be fine." He gets his arm slit off, and I'm just like, "Okay, I'm out of this. Like, get me out of this game. This is the worst." Spanish, go ahead.
Yep. I have chosen Call of Duty Black Ops 7. I gave it a try for the campaign to give it hope. To give it hope that people are just exaggerating it. Boy, was I wrong. Or boy, were they right. This game was chat GPT'd in. It was phoned in. It was whatever you basically would call a going through the motions type of game. I mean, Call of Duty's been like that for an ungodly amount of time. But it just reared its ugly, ugly head this particular year. This particular edition that should have never have came out. And the campaign was a complete miss because online multiplayer campaign? How out of touch are you with this Call of Duty?
More in touch with the old souls because my God, this Call of Duty feels like Fortnite if you put it in a waffle maker and decide once it's golden brown that it's good to go, and it turns out it's a piece of shit. Call of Duty Black Ops 7 was not great, and you know it's bad when someone puts out a 4K video that leaks it, showing what the campaign is about, and then you want to vomit as much as the AI brain rot lets you.
I mean, this is still kind of the same. Like, it felt like more so that this game was Call of Duty Black Ops 6, 7.
Kill yourself. Just kidding.
Oh, I just had to throw
I'll
like a
edit that
terrible
out.
thing at it.
I'll
I had to
edit.
throw I had to throw a terrible thing at it.
I'll edit
Alex,
it.
man, your honors.
Okay, well, I would say I say the worst game I played this year that came out this year was actually Hyrule Warriors: Age of Imprisonment. I did not like that game at all.
Oh wow.
I mean,
I
it's
thought you were
not a
gonna take Splitgate
surprise.
too, which
Well, I'll just say this way, fake. You get nothing for going for 100%. And the game forces you to do 100% to get everything, and you get a postcard, basically. At that
oh
point,
my
at
goodness.
that point, it's like I spent $80 for a postcard. Nope.
Better than
Yeah, but
paying.
how many hours did you have to play to get to that point?
I think I pulled in. I don't have my Switch on, but I think I pulled in. I think at least 40 hours into it, 40 to 60.
I mean, you've used
That's still a
probably
fuck
like
ton.
just I mean, that's still like a standard work week of time.
True, but if you're telling me to go after like the side quests, where you're basically building up to this whole story of these characters you're playing as these quests, you at least you get like maybe a cutscene with the character. Nope, you get a little bits of dialogue. That's it.
It's
And
basically Alex Man's complaint here is I went through 40 hours of this game to complete it, and all I got was a lousy postcard.
yep,
Oof.
it's Super Mario Sunshine all over again.
All right, the worst PR nightmare in video games this year.
Randy Pitchford, because my God, I don't know how you managed to screw that up, but you make the game come out early, and then the game sucks because it wasn't properly patched, and then Randy Pitchford has to jabber his mouth about how, oh, you just need a better graphics card and everything to make it actually great instead of just, you know, being a normal person. But Randy Pitchford, he's not a normal person. At one point with Borderlands 2, he had the game with some um, adult stuff on the same drive and was like, oh yeah, Borderlands 2. But nowadays, it's just like, oh, we'll release the game early, and then I'll just talk massive crap about how your PC can't run it. It's just like, come on, God. Come on, dude.
Oh yeah, Pitchford was never one of those guys that I was like a big proponent of during like any sort of game development, and it just him as a whole has soured my taste on Borderlands. Alex, man, I'll let you go ahead and take it away here on this one.
About the bad
Worst,
bad PR.
yeah, PR nightmare.
Go
PR
for
nightmares.
it. You got it.
Let's see. I don't have anything actually.
I mean, you put one down here,
I'll
but
stream it. I'll stream it for him just to make him feel better.
I actually kind of forgot what I was actually hated for.
well, you went Hyrule Warriors Age of Imprisonment. Not you originally had Splitgate, but you changed it up.
Well, it was just as Splitgate was just kind of the same thing over
Oh,
and
yeah.
over.
I
Okay, I'll
mean,
go with that. I'm sorry.
Go for it. Go for it, dude.
I don't script my own scripts.
It's okay. Go for it, dude. Riff on
but
it.
actually, no. It was Splitgate 2. I did a gaming show on that this year, but I'll just say now it's like they changed the name, and then it's like it's basically just, hey, you should buy the Battle Pass. Battle Pass gets you everything. Yeah, you could play the game normally, but why would you? At that point, it's like, I'm done.
I mean,
Yeah, but then you
it also adds battle royale mode, like a Fortnite mode that's team based, and all this stuff. It's like it just becomes another competitive shooter, and at that point, it's like you lost me.
I feel like
again.
I feel like just in general the whole like Splitgate thing was just kind of mismanaged, and then they tried to pivot somewhat, and then it just kind of happened.
There's too many of them. You're oversaturating the market.
Right.
The market has too many of them.
Because it was Splitgate 2, and then they were like, oh, yeah, we're going to change it to Reloaded. And I'm just like, wait, there was Reloaded?
Now it's called, I think it's now just called Arena, I think. I think it's now just called Arena at this point.
Yeah.
Alexman's probably more right than me.
Yeah, it's called Splitgate Arena Reloaded. So now it's both names.
Oh, joy. But my worst PR nightmare goes to Sucker Punch and Ghost of Yote. Was the game at least still somewhat decent? Yeah, it was alright. It was a good game. Like, it was still a pretty solid quality game for what it was worth. But the PR nightmare that kind of came along with it and the choices that led up to some of these decisions were not the best. I mean, bringing in Eric Ishii, who nobody wanted. There were a lot of questionable decisions there, but the PR nightmare came about a few weeks before the launch, as developer Drew Harrison decided to post a joke in commentary of the assassination of Charlie Kirk. And nobody took any sort of liking too many of that. It was in bad taste. Ultimately, she got fired. But Sucker Punch kind of didn't necessarily make a huge reveal over it. Like, it tried to do any PR damage control until a couple weeks later. The game was already getting its hype killed around the summertime at Gamescom. This, within 2 weeks after that, just kind of killed a lot of the buzz and people were boycotting. So Ghost of Yote had a nightmare PR situation in terms of that regard. And although it profited, it did not profit anywhere near as much as what it could have. What it could have had they done everything that they needed to correctly years prior. The next one is the worst case of corporate greed. And I will let either Alexman or Ruckus take it away.
I'll just go ahead. So for my case of corporate greed, I have Black Ops 7 being very tone deaf as far as the story goes, and also just in general how the game went. Because for people that played the campaign for Black Ops 7, God bless your heart. It took a while for Activision to actually unlock the end game, which was supposed to be probably beaten earlier rather than later, was released later on, and um, Treyarch had to actually say, hey, like, we imagine people would get through here closer, but no one played our game, so now we'll just launch it earlier than normal because people didn't care. But anyways, let's keep going.
Yep. Mine was over at Microsoft. Granted, Microsoft has done a lot when it comes to the corporate greed. Price hikes on consoles. The ROG Xbox Ally at $1,000. All these other like corpo greed PC type ordeals, but Game Pass. They spent all this time buying up studios, and this seemed to be a little bit of foreshadowing that I figured this was going to come soon, but I didn't think it was going to come this soon. The Game Pass subscription took a huge price hike. Ultimate for Xbox and PC, being able to do them both, is $30 a month instead of $20. You're paying 50% more for some of the benefits that you weren't even, nobody asked for. Fortnite, a Fortnite crew, or whatever they decided with that. Nobody asked for that. I mean, PC Game Pass only picked up, I think it went from like 12 to 17. But I'm like, I still get day ones out of it. I'm like, I'm not complaining that much. Because as long as I still got game ones on a PC and my price point is still below $20, I'm okay with it. I was okay with the price, like the small little price hike. And if it price hikes from 17 to 20, I'll live.
Right.
But but 12 to 20 would have been like, oh no, this is a little steeper than what I'd like, but I'll live with it.
Sorry, if you want me to continue, mainly
Yeah.
when they went from 20 to 30, it felt like a kick in the dick because of the fact that, like, they were trying to invest more in their virtual gaming developments, where it was like, okay, you use xCloud, then you can pay more because we're trying to pay off our servers and stuff that use the xCloud environment, which is mainly just playing an Xbox game over the internet, but it didn't go over well mainly because of the Fortnite stuff and the Ubisoft classics and whatever stuff they were happening. Like no
Oh
one
yeah, the
gave a
Ubisoft.
crap about that. Like they were more like, okay, I mean, if it was just like $21 or $22 a month just to play Xbox Game Pass, great. As long as it I think the main trigger was Fortnite and Ubisoft Classics. Everything else they probably could have done away with. But even then, like Microsoft probably would have found a way to make it double the price. So I
Yeah,
don't know. I wasn't in the room, but at the same time, it's just more like, come on, man. Like you're trying to appease different audiences at the wrong time, especially the older crew that don't give a shit about Fortnite.
and Ubisoft wasn't even all that hasn't even been all that impressive for years.
That
Even,
too.
even though they like recently, I heard they actually recently got hacked recently. So
Yeah, Ubisoft
That
has
too.
been just getting dunked on this year.
And it was mainly Siege because, like, I remember seeing a video from some ordinary gamer about
I'm talking beyond just the recent hacks. Ubisoft has just gotten dunked on. Vince Carter flying over them.
it's over. Whoops.
Let's go home.
It's over. By the way, if you heard a big donk, it's just my PC case and it is fine. It is not shattered at all. We are good. Ladies and gentlemen, we are good. Let's keep going with this episode.
just ignore the
All
glass
right.
before.
The glass
Yeah.
is fine. Like, I'm dead ass. Like, I thought it was gonna shatter and it just went and it just dropped. This case I have is a Lee Dynamic XL, and sometimes it just decides it doesn't want to be good. But we're here. We're clear.
Yep.
It's all
But
good. I just put it back.
Alex, man, what is your worst case of corporate greed for
Well,
this year?
let's see. My initial premise was EA, and it still technically is EA because EA is a corporate greed and it's a cesspool of a company. But this goes to refer to almost any company that would rather use subscription services rather than actually paying for the stinking product you paid for. Just because it's kind of like, oh, you bought a game. Like if EA is like, oh yeah, you bought Madden for $60, but if you buy the Battle Pass, you get for $25 extra more, and so that you get all this stuff. It's like, why isn't this part of the base game? I paid almost close to $60 for this game, or in a sense of something like video editing software or editing software in general, like Adobe and recently Wondershare is basically, oh, you bought the program for about $70, but now if you want to use all the stuff, all the creative assets and everything, you have to pay us $100 a year. It's like, I'm just kind of done with just subscription service in general, and that's for both games and normal programs. Battle passes, especially. I wish those things would die on a fire, but
All right.
but for corporate greed, that's it.
Okay. And now we will move on to our rising and falling. And we'll kind of fly through a little bit quicker, minus the one that has all three of us here. Ruckus, are rising and falling MLB stars this year?
Mookie Betts. For certain. He hasn't produced
All right.
much.
Yep. I mean, my riser was Tarek Skubal and my faller was Jose Altuve.
My rising MLB star is Michael Garcia because of just what he can bring to the table, and also he just got extended, so there is that.
Rising and falling NFL stars? My riser is Jackson Smith and Jigbo. And my falling is Kyler Murray.
Oh, if we're gonna go NFL, I'm gonna say my rising NFL stars Nick Medino from the Broncos, and my rising or rise
Yeah, you're falling.
NFL star is gonna be McCole Hardman because he has been just kind of been on teams, but not really been on teams.
Yep. And what is something that has taken a rising interest for each of us this year in 2025? And we can start with Alex, man.
My rise. Let's see. I think just of basically it's not sports related, but I think it's just the success of the Nintendo Switch 2 launch, really.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I mean, the Nintendo Switch 2 was a solid system. Like, it's a solid system. I've got one. So it's like solid. It updated the Switch hardware and console stuff. So it now turns like stuff that wasn't running well into running like butter.
It's like now you can finally play those games that's supposed to run at 30, now actually run stable 30.
Oof.
Or oh yeah. My rising interest this year, and I plan to do even more of taking even more opportunity to do it more next year, is actually disc golf. Yes. Yes. I'm in the wood. Yes, I'd be in a park in the wood in some wooded area throwing a frisbee at a basket.
Disc golf is nothing to
Yes.
stop at. Dog, disc golf is awesome. I used to play that a while.
Yep, I just picked it up a little more recently and actually just got me a couple of new discs to go along in the bag. So it's so much cheaper than actually
You're gonna go for
actual
full.
golf.
You're gonna go for a full disc bag. It's like here's my putter, here's my
Yeah.
driver, here's my.
Oh yeah, you can have a full. You could get a full disc bag and be able to play a full round of 18 holes out on a course.
And the best part is the course is free.
Oh yeah, I'm talking like overall your cost is about 10% at least of the price.
All right, you disc bags. What I am really looking towards as my rising interest is playing more baseball at Rosedale, and it's been a blast playing there and catching and just really just being interactive towards my teammates and people that maybe my teammates or not being with teammates. It's just all around fun. That's all I gotta say.
Yep. All right, and now we get to move on to the best of the best. And before we get to Alex, man, we can kind of go quickly through some notable things. Ruckus, I think our best moments from road tripping. I mean, we both had a road tripping this year.
Yes, sir.
Yep, as I, of course, did Atlanta and did a Braves game, the College Football Hall of Fame, Southern Fried Gaming Expo, and also had dinner with my better half at Marcus Bar and Grill.
Also,
Oh my goodness.
you're a young scout, so don't discount yourself on that.
Ugh. Yeah, I mean, that did pretty well. Like, did fairly decently with a couple of different things out there. I did a whole bunch of different stuff throughout this Southern Fried Gaming Expo trip as well. And the Braves game was nice with the tomahawk chops and everything else that normally Ruckus would see it in Kansas City, but getting to experience Atlanta's version of it.
My guy, we need
Was
to
really-
play. We need to go to a game of Airhead so that you could at least experience it because there's limited time now.
Oh yeah. Well, and our best postseason series for MLB, I went with the ALCS.
I went with the World Series because Shohei put on a clinic, but
Oh, the
also
ending of the World Series was really good too.
that too.
To have it come down to extras like that, oh, you ended with the right two teams there.
Yes, sir. Because I feel
Yep,
like
MLB did it right.
I feel like Shohei and also the pitcher that was the youngin for the Blue Jays.
Oh,
Conrad,
Yesevich. Oh yeah,
that was
he's
mint.
gonna be dynamic.
He
He's gonna be
was
dynamic.
mint.
And then our best NFL games, I went with the 40-40 tie with Packers Cowboys to make the Micah Parsons trade saga as inconclusive and feel more like an episode of Dragon Ball Z.
And I picked the Bears and Niners for their triumphant game, like kind of similar to the Rams being the Chiefs on Monday Night Football at the Coliseum, and then also the Chiefs shutting out the Raiders was a pretty rough one for the Raiders, so to speak, but it was one to remember because most of the time when we face the Raiders, we get either we beat them or we lose, and most of the time it seems like we get we lose to them. But anyways,
All
go
right.
ahead.
Well, Ruckus, I'd say we do movies and TV series, but I think we actually just are better off moving into what also brings our guest along and our best video games of triple A and double A or smaller. Our best triple A's to start.
Um,
I'll let
so
one of y'all go.
okay, I'll go first. Battlefield 6 is my best AAA game. It sucks that for what it's worth, the guy that started Respawn Entertainment that also did Titanfall and Titanfall 2 and many other older Call of Duty games. Rest in peace, Vincent Pella. This was his last project before he passed away suddenly due to a car crash. And what I had to say to him is thank you for the memories, and even if they were good or bad, like it was still a lot of fun to watch just to see what Call of Duty became before it went to utter garbage. But also, like he did Titanfall, that was one of my favorite multiplayer shooters where you just kind of glide and just screw around and mess with robots and whatnot. And then he did also Star Wars Fallen Order and Jedi Survivor. He also did that for as part
Yeah.
of Respawn with EA.
Oh yeah.
Just in general, like he's a legend. That's all I
Yep.
had to say about that. Anyways, we can
All
keep
right.
going.
Yep. My top AAA this year was Split Fiction. It edged out Donkey Kong Bonanza for me because, I mean, granted, cooperative game and the storyline, I think, was a lot more. I think the story was more developed, was definitely more developed. I mean, granted, they're both AAA. You're only going to get so much, but Joseph Ferris makes bangers. And he has been producing banger after banger after banger. And this is no different. Alexman?
Well, I'm going to have to take one off of your list, Spennis, with saying my best AAA games of this year was Donkey Kong Bonanza.
I
Uh,
figured that was going to be your pick there.
it's just because it redeemed the Donkey Kong franchise that it can do 3D gaming after the debacle that was the Donkey Kong 64 back on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah.
That this was a kind of a breath of fresh air, and the fact they brought back for basically those unfortunately to have spoilers there, but King K. Rool came back in a glorious fashion,
Yeah.
which I'm glad for because at least now that he's not owned by Rare, now Nintendo actually has the rights to use him everywhere. So
Yeah.
but like no, but I'm saying it was just a fun game just to go and just destroy the entire level and everything. The worlds were great to see and such, and yeah, I thought
Yeah,
it was
I did enjoy Donkey Kong Bonanza. I did finish Donkey Kong Bonanza. It I mean, it was made for the same people that did Super Mario Odyssey, so we knew there was going to be something good coming out of it. But it is but I went with I went with I went a little bit of a different direction for my AAA pick just simply because
But is it better than It Takes Two though? The other cooperative game, is it
it
better?
holds up. Like it holds up with it. It's a different story. There's a lot of different things that I think I would take Split Fiction over it. But It Takes Two was also very effective. I mean, they're both banger after bang. Like they're both bangers. So and
Honestly,
Hazelight,
is there much potassium between all of them? Because I don't think so. Because you know what, Donkey Kong Bonanza has probably the most potassium.
Indeed.
I shut up Svennis with that one.
Ooh, banana.
oh my. Gwen Stefani taught us how to spell what we need to do. Let's move on to the next category.
Oof. Uh-oh, I'm in timeout.
Oh boy.
All right, best game, double A or smaller.
I have Schedule 1 because that was the game I played for months after beating it, but it was fun while it lasted, and now they have a update where you can actually make shrooms, but for people that are under the age, don't play it, but for the people that are, enjoy it. Hashtag boo. But anyways,
Yep.
let's
Well, I'm just gonna say, I'm just gonna leave it simply because I'm gonna be talking about this on a much different capacity here in the not too distant future. I am going to say my best game is Ubisoft Posterization at its finest.
Did you just say Boobisoft?
Ubisoft
Okay,
Posterization.
it sounded like booby. So it's just like, what the hell is going on with Spanish?
Well, if it's a Japanese made game, then most likely will be seeing those a lot.
Not quite where I was going with that. But if basically saying that when I said earlier that Ubisoft just got dunked on this year,
Uh-huh.
that simply will tell you exactly what my game for my best game, double A or smaller, was. Like, just simply because Ubisoft got dunked on. And I'm going to explain more about that in the not too distant future on a certain other element.
It's all good.
Yep. And Alex, man, now on to you.
Well, it's something I've gone over the running gag, technically speaking, with this, but my best video game that finally got a release date, and it's been in early access for well over a decade, finally gets fully released, and that is Tower Unite. It's a game that's been made by a team of 10 people for the most part. The fact that it started as a Gmod server turned into its full-fledged game, and it's been getting updates since then up until this year. That it finally said we are leaving early access and finally becoming a release. I think it finally deserves to be finally a game that's finally released, and it lives up to the hype for what it was going for, and it's still getting updates to it. So I'm happy for that.
Yep.
It took
And
two
now
fucking
Ruckus.
years. It took 2 years just for Alexman to announce that Tower Unite is good and great and amazing. We could have maybe waited the first year to announce that, but shit happens. But also for the people at Tower Unite, we love you and we cherish you, and please keep bringing updates. But also, for the love of God, Alexman has been scraping here and there to let people know, hey man, this game is freaking awesome, and you should definitely play Tower Unite
For
because
$20, and you're getting almost about tons and tons of content plus user generated content on top of that. $20 is a steal. It's like Silk Song. $20.
yep,
You know.
you heard it first, Alexman47, because no one else heard him before that. Anyways, do you
All
want to keep
right.
going?
Yep, we move on to our GBU
Oh no.
this week. Yep, we're gonna go right to the GBU and Clint Eastwood time.
All right, here we go. Clint Eastwood start going in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right. If you were able to
All
hear
right.
that through Discord Nitro, good for you. If you don't have Discord Nitro, sucks to suck. All right. What is good this week?
All right. Well, we actually are talking because this is a year in review. What was kind of been our biggest net good this year?
I think the
And
gaming industry.
because I think the tides are turning, especially in the sense of quality of smaller studios stepping in. There's also been a lot less. There's been more backlash over over a lot of video game characters. There's been a lot of like hot button issues in video games that are seeing more of the light of day. And I think the tide turning in that the smaller studios and the smaller budgets are still producing high quality passion projects tells us a lot. And Ruckus can now go and dunk on EA.
Well, I mean, for the bad this week, I had major injuries and team performance changes causing unpredictability in the NFL season. I explained how deranged is the NFL because it's a sadistic game of chess. And to be honest, it feels like this season has been sadistic. And the game of chess has been done by injuries on players that we didn't think was going to happen, especially with Patrick Mahomes. Um, there was probably many injuries before that, but even now, like, we didn't know if Lamar Jackson was going to be uh still the quarterback for the Ravens for the Week 18 showdown that depicts whether or not one team goes to wild card or another, and just other things. But like, honestly, I don't have anything else to say about it because it feels like the NFL parity is just come down to this year because the Chiefs are out, the Steelers are barely in, so are the Ravens. They're barely in, but the Bengals are out, the Lions are out. Um,
The Jaguars are in.
yeah, but like still like it feels like most of the teams that should have been in there or could have been strongly for the Chiefs, but like could have it was just unpredictable and people are just I feel like a lot of people are just bored or confused or just wondering what the hell happened.
And I think it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, it's a violent game of chess, but I think these referees are sometimes getting caught playing checkers.
Yeah, I feel like they kind of I I part of me feels like they're trying to suppress what happens with the gambling aspect and they're just like watching it closely, kind of like a casino person would. And sometimes it
You
feels
are
shady, but that's about it.
you are sorely missed in this league, Ed Hockley, where you could explain your way out of a paper bag. And that's what some of these referees don't necessarily do a great job of doing.
Yeah, especially one of the newer ones at the start of the tyranny of the Chiefs before we got eliminated.
Oh, man. There's so many, like, they're, they've probably been familiar, like, they haven't been around very often, but there's so many, like, newer faces around. It's like I barely ever run into Carl Cheffers, and I think Cheffers was just on, I think, the other night or the other day was I saw Cheffers finally as a referee again.
God bless your soul.
But you are still missed, Ed Hercules. And the downright ugly this week, or the net ugly, is RAM shortages due to companies deciding to move over from making graphics cards and stuff with VRAM and going with artificial intelligence.
Hold up. It's not even just graphics card video RAM, which is what you use to which is the fastest compared to your computer memory. So what is happening right now is the RAM that is being produced for DDR5, so like your more higher end Intel and AMD stuff, so AM5, so like your 7700 and above, and then your 9900 and above,
Yep.
all consume DDR5. And then the Intel stuff, so like even the 12900K and 13700K could probably use DDR4, which would help conserve that. But if you didn't have before, I don't know what the price is on DDR4, but DDR5 is definitely more than, for the most part, a graphics card at this time. But anyways, one of the um RAM manufacturers that used to sell like budget RAM like Crucial has gone from the consumer part of it to mainly the AI version of it instead of sticking with the consumers, and that's where people got mad at Micron. So that's where we stand there, but also China has a competitor, but I don't know how they just I don't know how they compare to like Crucial. So there we are.
All right. Oh, and Alex, man, we'll let you go ahead and kick off the next segment here as we get into our lights, camera, action.
Let's see. Let's see. What was I been playing or watching? I've been again. That's why I didn't join into the conversation of the movies or some of that earlier. But it's like I just only just really just watch YouTube more often than not, just for like podcasts and other things and gaming videos and all that such. I kind of find it much more appealing than anything. But for me, gaming wise. I've been everywhere. I've been from Metroid Prime 4 to Mario Kart World, to Donkey Kong Bonanza, Mario and Luigi Brothership, and recently just getting back into Wuthering Waves, the Genshin Impact copy-ish game.
Yeah. Yep. And Ruckus.
Okay. What do you need me to talk about?
Yep. Well, you can do watching, playing. We're in lights, camera, action.
Okay, so for watching, I've been watching Stranger Things Part 2, and I'm waiting for the goddamn final finale that goes on. And for the people that are very insecure about the episode 7 episode, sorry, not sorry. I think it was okay, and we'll just see what happens at the finale because we definitely don't know. And also, what I've been watching is Fallout Season 2 because I loved Season 1, but I watched the first one and I thought there was going to be more, but it was just one after another, and I was like, well, damn, I thought we were going to see the whole season, like with Netflix, but apparently not. Anyways, digression aside, Fallout Season 2 is okay. I haven't seen the second episode yet, but the first one was a good intro. But after that, that's about it. As far as playing, Arc Raiders, Dispatch, 40K Space Marine 2, I've been playing it with Saul. As far as Arc Raiders, and then I also finally beat Plants vs Zombies on the replayed version. Other than that, go ahead. I'm done.
All right. So Dispatch, Ruckus and I both played this, and we both kind of took two different approaches to the game.
Yes, sir.
And it and I had fun. I had fun with it, and I probably will get back to it at a certain point to try and do things the opposite way. As far as what I've kind of been catching up on, but though my wife had started along, we started with a new NBC series called Stumble, which was a a comedy junior college cheerleading show, but it's a sitcom, and it's notably got Taron Killam playing the main character's husband, and he's a football coach that is not quite all there, and it has some stuff that is like it's so dumb, but it's good, but it's funny. What I've been playing though, I'm still on my Ubisoft dunk on as I now have started some of the DLC content. I'm now around the mid 90, like the lower middle 90s. And I am now trying to actually build characters now to the point that I can actually defeat some harder bosses. I've been doing a little bit of Pokemon Legends ZA Mega Dimension, and now that I've got my new beast of a PC for gaming, I've been playing Indiana Jones and the Great Circle and Doom the Dark Ages on it. And that is exciting enough as it is this PC runs them both like butter. And on that note, we now can move on to our next segment, the color commentary. And our color commentary is called Draft This. We are going to be drafting a 5-round draft of the leading characters in video games with Alexman. And does everyone have 2d6s?
Hold up.
I will eventually.
Yep. All right.
Okay, I'm gonna roll.
Yep. 7.
6.
Let's see. My Chrome froze. Let's see. The roll and I got 5.
5. Okay. All right. So I will be picking first. And Ruckus will be in the middle, and Alexman, you will take the bookend, and we will have characters swap around, and Alexman, you get to draft twice. So I'll go, then Ruckus will go, then Alexman will draft the 3rd and 4th overall picks, and we will go until we have 5. All right, so for me, the first overall pick, I gotta go with the mustachioed plumber from Nintendo. I'm going with Mario as my as a leading character that is going to be is my first overall.
Where are we
Ruckus.
going?
Color commentary. Ruckus, you're drafting second.
Okay,
So your first pick.
He's thinking, lads. For those for the silence, Ruckus is just thinking of a character.
It's tough.
I'm thinking.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yes. How about Ratchet?
All right, you're gonna take Ratchet from Ratchet and Clank.
Yep.
All right, Alexman, with the 3rd overall pick.
Well, Mario can't be without his bro. I'm gonna go with Luigi.
You're taking Luigi from the Luigi's Mansion games. All right.
Yeah, someone has to.
All right. And Alexman, you now have the second pick.
The second pick, I will go with Princess Zelda.
Are you saying this from like Echoes of Wisdom?
Yep.
Or are you
going for Echoes of Wisdom Zelda?
Yep. All right. And Ruckus, your second overall pick.
So for my second pick, as far as video game characters,
Yep. Leading characters.
my second one would probably be damn, that's a good one. The guy that does Wolfenstein. So
All right.
So, I think it's like BJ Blazkowicz.
Ugh. Yep.
So we'll just
All
put
right.
BJ for short.
Yeah. So I am going to take Nathan Drake from Uncharted in my second slot, and my third slot. This is where it gets interesting. I actually am going to take Mael from Claire Obscure Expedition 33.
Ooh.
Yes, Mael, I think, is the actual lead of the game, not Verso. Alexman, or no, Ruckus, your third round pick.
Damn it. I don't know. Surprise me. I don't really know what to do right
Ugh.
now.
Well, Ruckus, I mean, out of the games that you had Ratchet and Clank. You've already done that. You took Wolfenstein. I'm trying to think of some other games that you play that have like significant leads that are.
I would say to use Helldivers, but there's not really much of a character there.
Right, and
Yeah.
then there's Arc Raiders and other shit.
I mean, you had, there's Doom Guy. You got Doom Guy. You got Sonic the Hedgehog.
How
You
about
got
Crash Bandicoot? Crash Bandicoot.
Crash. Yep, Crash Bandicoot can work. Alex, you now have pick 3 and pick 4 for you.
All right, pick number 3 is going to go with the best scientist in all the land. That is Dr. Gordon Freeman from Half-Life series. Because
Right,
no one can throw a crowbar much like him.
all right. So you now have Gordon Freeman.
And as a for a lead for my 4th pick, I am gonna go. It's gonna be a funny one. It's gonna be a funny pick. It's gonna be Bob the Bear from Party Animals.
All right. Ruckus, your 4th pick.
Damn it! I knew this was gonna come.
So you cut my hand the cookie jar.
Yes, that exactly. Damn it. Let's skip to Alexman while I figure it
Well,
out.
you're at 4, so and I pick after you technically. You have. It's hard when you're not necessarily one that plays a lot of games that have like leading characters, or at least you don't play a lot of narrative based games. All right, here, trying to think. You have Grand Theft Auto as options. There's options among your Grand Theft Auto games. There's
the Borderlands series you've played. There's always a character there.
There's Borderlands. Yeah, you have Borderlands.
Let's just keep it at 4 because here's what I got. Guitar Hero, Legends of Rock, and
Hey, bands don't leave people hanging. They can lead a role.
You could put that as through the fire and the flames, or just anything else. I'm just gonna
All
put that.
right. So I'm going to go. Let's see. What are all of my other major franchises that I haven't touched? I could go Jack. I could go Jack from Jack and Daxter. I could go. I mean, Sonic the Hedgehog hasn't been taken. Mega Man hasn't been taken. Um. Ugh. Link hasn't been taken. Samus Aran hasn't been taken. Fox McCloud hasn't been taken. Kirby has been taken. John 117 hasn't been taken. Also known as Master Chief. I am going to go with. I'm going to go with. No, not Red. Not Red. Yeah, I'll take Sonic the Hedgehog here. I'll take Sonic the Hedgehog at 4. And then I'm gonna go with person. And you know what? I'm gonna go Jin Sakai from Ghost of Tsushima. And I figure Ruckus could probably take. Is Alexman got a 5th though?
I have a 5th, yes.
Yep.
5th one. I'm going to say the limitless hero himself, Rayman.
Rayman, all right.
I have
All right.
I have no
Yeah.
yeah.
Okay. All right. And Ruckus, I think we can review a couple of notable things that were not on our bingo cards throughout this entire calendar year. And I'm pretty sure there's a couple of these that were really, really funny.
Yes.
And I mean, Ruckus, which one of the notable things on our not being on our bingo cards do you think was probably one of the best moments to have there?
Honestly, I have no goddamn idea.
I mean, I think the Tiger Woods gaff was funny,
Yes.
but I think that, and then you have the Luka Doncic trade. But there's a couple, I mean, there were a couple of different little things that kind of were there along the way. And we even had a lot of stuff that didn't necessarily, we weren't necessarily like coming up with a lot of different stuff there for not being on our bingo card, but
Honestly,
some notable
I
things.
don't think it mattered a whole lot, but at the same time, like maybe if you paid attention more, yeah, like honestly for me, I probably could have paid attention more, but I just didn't care.
Yeah, that also could be true. And as we round third and are headed for home on 2025, are there things that each of us are stoked for or hope to get done in 2026?
Honestly, if the Bills actually get to the Super Bowl, good for them. But other than that, I just hope that 2026 is a little better than what it's been. But politics aside, I think that things will get better, but we'll just have to see what happens with that. And that could be false hope. It could be just goodness in our hearts. Who knows? All we gotta know is how we're gonna survive from it.
Yeah, I mean, I'll say there's a couple of things I'm excited for. I think we definitely have the Winter Olympics coming up in a couple of months that's going to have a lot of people's attention. The World Cup this year coming into the stateside and us being practically spoiler free for most of it. Granted, it's going to mostly be on Fox, but it'll be worth its while. I'm looking forward to what all kind of comes down the pipeline for certain video games and franchises as they push themselves along. But I also hope to try and get some more time out on the disc golf course and actually shoot around below 70 this year. So at least at some point by the end of the year, if I can get myself somewhat solid and consistent enough to do that. Alex, man, what about you?
Me, I'm really hoping with having just recently got a new job in real life, I really hope that I can elevate my standard of living and hopefully get into maybe a home this year. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's the big key IRL thing for me is to hopefully get a owning owning something big.
Yeah. Yeah.
But for 26 though, for like gaming wise, I'm hoping to hopefully branch out and try something new that I have not tried before.
Yeah, and I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that. I'm sure there's going to be plenty of that that's going to be interesting this year to see what all comes along. And on that note, that'll do it for episode number 168 of the Ruckus and the Menace podcast. We hope you all had a great Christmas holiday, and we wish you a happy new year going into 2026. I'm Spanish the Menace.
And I am Ruckus, so I was called a Ruckus.
I'm Alex, man.
Yep. And until the next one, hugs and hand pounds, everybody.
Deuces.
All right.